Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday the 26th of September 2024. In today's Millwall news, we start off with an update about that Preston player I was telling you about the other day, old Dracula. This is from the Lancashire Evening Post at lep.co.uk. Preston North End striker Mihailo Ivanovic charged by FA following Blackburn incident, but remains available to face Millwall, because of course he does. Why would they not do something about that? So Mihailo Ivanovic faces a period on the sidelines after being charged by the FA for violent conduct by biting. The Preston North End striker, who could be handling as much as a 10-match ban, has been held accountable for his actions during the Lily Whites' Lancashire derby against Blackburn on Sunday. North End have until 6 p.m. on Monday to respond to the charge. So this is the situation. Now, do you think they're going to respond to the charge before the game against Millwall, or after the game against Millwall? Clearly, they're going to wait and they're going to do it after. Now, it remains to be seen whether the club have some scruples, some standards of conduct themselves, and decide to sit the player out. But what do you think's going to happen? So, the 25-year-old striker was witnessed shoving his head into the neck of Rovers defender Owen Beck in the 89th minute of the game at Deepdale. It was alleged that the Montenegro international bit the on-loan Liverpool left-back during the incident, a claim which Blackburn boss John Eustace backed up. The final whistle, as he said, Beck was left with a big bite mark. Well, did somebody take a picture of that then? So here's the tweet, or the post on X, from the FA spokesperson account. Regulation discipline update. Mihailo Ivanovic has been charged following Preston North End's EFL Championship game against Blackburn Rovers on Sunday the 22nd of September. It's alleged that the forward committed an act of violent conduct by biting an opponent around the 87th minute. Mihailo Ivanovic has until Monday the 30th of September to provide a response. Now here's the thing, so obviously if they provide a response on Friday and say, yes, I did it, I'm very sorry, please go easy on me, show some clemency, then he will get a ban. He will almost certainly immediately be banned straight away, which is why would you do that? That's stupid. So he only received the yellow card at the time from referee Matt Donoghue. However, an investigation was launched by the footballing authorities on Monday, with the North End striker now potentially facing a lengthy suspension. And then they talk about some other stuff. Preston's next game is against Millwall on Saturday. However, that's a game which Ivanovic remains available for while the Deepdale outfit decide on whether to appeal the FA charge. So there you go. So there you go. As we all expected. Why would they do the right thing? Why would they? Why would they indeed? Now, moving on to this. From the southernnews.co.uk, which of course published on a Thursday. Pick up a copy if you see it out and about in your local newsagents, if they still exist. Mill boss, club must get on with and accept long injury list. Indeed. Everyone's moaning. All them fans are moaning. Like, again, injured again? What's with all these injuries? What are they doing down there? Is it the training ground pitch? Is it the training? Is it Adam Barrett's drills in training? What's going on? Is it physio? What's going on? Well, it's you're pushing people to the edge of physical limits of the human body. And that's how it goes. So, Mill manager Neil Harris said the club must get on with and accept the large number of injuries his squad has sustained so early in the season. Harris confirmed there were no updates to speak of regarding the injuries to playing staff, with several individuals out for short to mid-term as things stand. Aha! So I told you the other day about Ziz. He started the under-21s game against Colchester. He played 35 minutes and he came off. So they haven't told us that he's injured. So I guess maybe he just did need to go and pick up his kids from school. But I don't know what that was about. Oh, there's no change, with the lads who are missing for a period, Harris said. Tom Bradshaw, Callum Scanlon and Josh Coburn are going to be missing for the midterm, which we'll get on with and we accept. Harris also gave the latest on Billy Mitchell and youngster Adam Mayer they're not going to be involved in the under-21s game today, as they're not at that stage yet. They've had a period where they've had a few days on the grass playing with us and training with the group, and we'll have a clearer picture in the next few days in terms of when the timescale is going to be officially. The Mill boss refused to give an exact date on when loan signing Gallen will be back to full fitness, or whether he will feature for the Lions again following his injury last week. He's gone back to Liverpool to be treated, which makes sense for a young man in his first loan, Harris said. The plan in the short term is for him to be scanned again, in 6 weeks, and we'll then have further discussions about what the extent of it is regarding his injury and his timescale, and whether he comes back to work with us or, he stays at Liverpool for a period. But it's too early to discuss whether he's coming back to us, before Christmas or after Christmas. Mihailo Ivanovic made his debut on Saturday during the team's away draw against QPR. Speaking about the young Serbian international, Harris said he's not quite up to full speed at the moment. He's not at full fitness, Harris said. He's only training with us on Thursday and Friday, before the QPR game. So that was his first involvement in 4 weeks since his last appearance for the club side in Serbia, and he obviously had 2 very limited days with Serbia in terms of kicking football and whatever. So we're very mindful of the fact that he's not 100%, and we want to get him there as quickly as we can. But we're very mindful of where he's been at prior to joining us. Question marks remain as to whether Ivanovic will feature against Preston at the Den on Saturday, though Harris refused to dismiss any scenario at this stage. I'm not ruling anything out, sometimes the situation dictates, but what I will say is that we're taking things 24 hours at a time at the moment. Over the last few weeks, we've had some horrific luck with injuries. As much as you're desperate for players to be involved, you have to be careful as well. I want to get Mihailo up to speed in the Mill shirt as quickly as possible, but I'm not prepared to damage the long-term plan with him for the sake of one half of football. For the sake of one half of football. Okay. So they think he can only play 45 minutes. They've decided that, it seems to be. Okay, so I guess in terms, it says here, in terms of him featuring, in terms of starting, I assume they mean starting. Which, to be honest, I would keep Macaulay Langstaff in. Obviously, we only have 2 strikers fit at the club. Langstaff, Amaku's there, but. So yeah, we've only got Langstaff and Ivanovic, right? I will keep Langstaff in and keep Ivanovic on the bench to come on. I don't see what the problem with that is. Let's keep on keeping on doing that. Now, did you see the interview? Which one exactly? Well, if you haven't, then if you don't know, then you haven't. Mill transfer chief reveals struggles before club record signing of Mihailo Ivanovic. This is from London News Online, which is the South London Press. Mill Director of Football Steve Gallen has outlined the persistence required to land Mihailo Ivanovic this summer, revealing that his old club of Vojvodina did not want to initially sell the 19-year-old striker. I got to doubt that, seeing that they let him go to Sampdoria on loan with an option to buy, and that option wasn't taken up. So I very much doubt that. Why would they do that? It's not. So that's like loaning the player up. It's like if we loaned a player to the Premier League team and said at the end of the loan there's an option to buy, which is kind of what we're doing with Zion Fleming. No. So the Lions signed the Serbian frontman who's been called up for his country's Next Nations League action in October on transfer deadline day. It was a club record fee for the South Londoners in the region of £3 million. No, it was €3 million, which is about £2.5 million. Gallen has done an extensive interview with Millwall TV and talks about the Ivanovic transfer in detail. Yes, so this is on Millwall TV. If you have a profile on Mill's website, which you need to if you buy tickets online, so if you ever bought tickets online, you do have, and you can go to Mill's website, you can click on where it says Mill TV. It probably asks you to log in because they keep bloody logging me out. It never stays logged in; they just keep logging you out. And as long as you've got that profile, you can watch the video. I think it's about 33 minutes long. It's a really long interview, and it's what the fans have been wanting. Because you've got this situation where it seems like Steve Gallen's in the shadows, and everyone's wondering, like, what the hell is this guy doing? What's he doing? What's happening? What's going on? So, understandably, he gave an interview to Millwall TV, and he talked a lot. I haven't watched the full interview yet. I've seen clips of it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, and he came out of the shadows and put his point across well. So, there you go. He said, well, we have a reporting system, so we have about a dozen video scouts. We had a lot of people watching Mihailo's games in Serbia over the last couple of years. They then send in reports, and we then have our European scout who goes over to watch. He then sends in his reports. We then have the full-time staff who put in their reports as well. So on any one player, we have an app that we can look at and see. There are about 15 reports on Mihailo. It pretty much says, shall we sign, shall we not sign, or shall we monitor? Pretty much 15 out of the 15 reports say it said to sign this boy. Once I realised they were convinced on him, then I went over to Serbia to watch him. But it wasn't just to watch him play. I had met the agent, his father, and the sporting director of the club. There are weeks and then discussions to try and get a deal. They didn't really want to sell him, Vojvodina. But they pretty much, if they did, it was going to be for a lot more money than we were talking about. They were keen to sell him to Russia. He didn't want to go to one of the clubs in Russia. It went on and on and on. And we got there in the end. It was something I pretty much started in May, and our recruitment team had started maybe a year before, way before I got into football club. We only got it done on the transfer window evening, right towards the end, but we'd wanted him in for weeks, and it was just making sure everybody was happy with the deal. I would have liked to got Mihailo in a month earlier, but his club, Vojvodina, were playing in the Europa Conference League. I went to watch them play against Maribor, and once they got knocked out of that, pretty much the club recognised they would make him available. Then there was only a week to 10 days until the close of the window, and their window doesn't close on August 30th. They go on to September 14th. So they wanted as much of us as we were. So there you go. So that suggests to me what has been suggested, that regarding the call up to Serbia, which facilitated the work permit, which would have made it easier for him to come, wasn't really the real situation behind the scenes. We actually had a stroke of luck in that, because they got knocked out of the European competitions, they probably didn't need to keep their best players around. They could maybe let him go, and because they were the only competitions they were playing in were domestic competitions, so they didn't really need to have as strong a team as they had. So there you go. So this has been going on since at least May. So, but again, kind of weird. It's obviously you're meeting with people, you're talking to them, you're trying to do a deal, other people trying to do a deal to send him in Russia. If you didn't know, Serbia and Russia have got pretty strong ties, and there is no embargo between Serbia and Russia. So Russian clubs, if they're trying to sign players, Serbia would be a place where they go, because there's no embargo there. So interesting that he didn't want to go to Russia. I don't fucking blame him. It's some funny business about to happen over there, especially if Donald Trump doesn't get in. So there you go. World War III, anyone? Now, moving on to this, also from the South London Press, regarding the man on the left there, Duncan Watmore. Former Borough and Sunderland ace in best form of his career, according to Millwall chief Neil Harris, says that Millwall attacker Duncan Watmore is in the best form of his career. The former Sunderland and Middlesbrough player made it 5 goals this season with the opener in Saturday's 1-1 draw at QPR. Watmore recently told our paper that Lions head coach Harris's backing had been crucial in his impressive start to the 24-25 campaign. His numbers are there, his goals and assists are there, Harris told the South London Press. His contribution with minutes on the pitch is there, he'll be the first to admit he's in the form of his career. I'm just giving him a platform to play to his strengths, to enable him to be the best player that he can be. Him and Romain, are looking a real threat, in terms of the way that they play the game and the freedom they're allowed to roam. It's getting the best out of both players, and Duncan's backed it up with goal contributions as good as anyone in the league. We want to keep him in that good space and keep that confidence. I really enjoyed working with him. He's so popular with the lads. Such a good, humble human being. He's a brilliant professional who just loves playing and scoring. I just want to keep encouraging him to do it. The 3 players that are behind our number 9 at the moment are in incredibly good form. Duncan and Romain's numbers, speak for themselves, and George Honeyman's performances speak for themselves. It's just that end product that's lacking from G's game at the moment, but we're confident that will come. They're a big part of our creative game at the moment. Harris has watched back the QPR game again, where once again he was left frustrated only by the fact that his side did not get the 3 points from their performance merited. He said, I reviewed the game on Sunday and I really enjoyed watching my team and the players play so well. The application, attitude, and energy to press, the problems we caused QPR, with and without the ball, it made us a better team. We dominated large parts of the game, and our tempo, the way we started the game was very impressive. The big chances we created were clear to see, the stats back that up. Again, I suppose it comes down to being a little bit more clinical and ruthless in both penalty areas, but the all-round performance and the way we mixed our play, our passing and our movement at times was very, very good. We're looking like a team that's really progressed over the last 6 months. I said to the players that, individually they're in good form, but collectively, will look very impressive. Our energy to press QPR and force them to have the ball where we wanted to have it, and then to take it off them, was well worked by the players off the game plan we devised at the end of the week. I said after the game, my glass was half full, and that was reiterated going into Sunday and Monday with the players. It was a very strong performance where we were the better team and deserved to win the game. But you could look back and say, we need to start winning those games, because that's not far off. Certainly 3 league games out of 5 that we haven't won, where I'm saying afterwards that everything leads to us winning that game apart from the result. And we have to make sure, we get the result, but also turn those fine margins into success. The mentality of the players is that they're in a really good place. Their desire to perform for the football club is fantastic. And it's just that concentration level in the final moment, in both boxes, which is going to be the difference for us. Exactly. Well said, Neil. Well said. Now, moving on to this. Talking of Duncan Watmore, Millwall sensation taking each game at a time amid standout scoring run. This is from southernnews.co.uk. Millwall star performer Duncan Watmore says he's taking each game at a time following his remarkable start to the campaign. Watmore already has 5 goals to his name in the Championship, more than he managed for the whole of last season. If I'm being honest, I never really looked too far ahead. I think if you do that, this game can punish you. I've learned through my experience that you never can look too far ahead in this game. And I always just focus on the next game. It's a cliche, but it's actually something that I really do focus on. And I stay as present as possible because of the injuries I've had. And your form always goes up and down. It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the business. And I've experienced all that. So for me, I enjoy it when it's going well, but I never look too much into it and just focus on the next game. Just keep trusting myself in the process. The winger also said he had no intention of setting himself personal targets, choosing instead to focus on where the next... what's going on here? Choosing instead to focus on where the next goal comes from. Oh, I never do that. My philosophy has always been one game at a time, in terms of targets. It's the next goal rather than how many. While Watmore has proven himself as Mill's main attacking outlet this season with his productivity in front of goal, the number 19 is keen to not let the pressure get to him. Oh, there's always a pressure to perform, but I try not to be too much into that. You can buy too much into expectation and pressure, and that can affect your performance. So I try to just focus on my job and also focus on encouraging the lads around me. If I can use my experience to help the younger lads, that's brilliant, and it's something I enjoy doing. The tactical approach from Harris this season has pleased Watmore, given his ability to start attacks from central positions as well as on the wing. I think the way I like to play wing is obviously to drift in and get involved, Watmore said. The manager, he's been great at giving me that freedom to get around the pitch and pick up positions where I feel like I can be a threat and positive influence for the team. I do really enjoy scoring goals. It's something I've worked on, and I think I've gotten better at, as I've gotten a bit older, and I just don't really like getting too far ahead of myself, and keep doing what I can to help the team. So there you go. The master of Zen, Duncan Watmore. He is living in the moment. He is being here now, in the present. fully aware of the universe around him. There you go. That's the way to live. Boy, oh boy. What a player. What a player. What glorious goals he's been scoring. Now, talking about George Saville. 200 games. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Yeah, if you didn't know, last game against QPR, that was George Saville's 200th Millwall game. George Saville was talked about clocking up 200 appearances for Millwall. The Northern Ireland international midfielder hit the milestone in Saturday's 1-1 draw at QPR. That's nice, but I'll probably appreciate it more when it's all said and done than it will be nice to look back on, he told the Saville on the press at Loftus Road. Today, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was thinking about the game. Obviously, it's a great achievement to play 200 games for the club. Over the last few years, my position has changed slightly. You know, I was more box to box and making the box. What? What are you talking about, George? I was more box to box and making the box forward a lot. That doesn't really scan. Let's try and fix that. So I was more box to box. I was making it into the box and getting forward a lot more. As I've gotten older, I've read the game better and I adapted to establish a slightly different role in midfield. For me, it's about organisation and giving us a platform as a team to go and win football matches. I just love getting out there. Scoring goals is the best feeling in the world. You can't beat that. But I genuinely just love being out there with the boys and giving us the best chance to win. If that means playing a slightly different role, it doesn't matter. Saville felt that Millwall should have left West London with maximum points. Oh, we were the better team all day, really. You know what it's like coming to Loftus Road. It's going to be scrappy. You're going to have moments. It's about finishing them. We scored a good goal and they countered the counter. And we were annoyed with that. It's not us. In the second half, we've created and had chances, and it just feels like that's the way it's been this season. We've created a lot of goal-scoring chances, and we should have more points. It's about staying positive, because over 46 games, if we perform how we've done in the first 6, then we'll be fine. Duncan Watmore collected his 5th goal of the season when he scored against QPR. George Honeyman was unable to put a late close range finish home from Romain Esse's cross. Oh, Dunk is confident at the moment. He could easily lash it, said Saville. But he takes his time and he puts it in. And I said to George that he's been absolutely terrific for us. He's worked, great character, attitude and discipline, everything. It's been spot on there. He was just unfortunate not to score, but over the 90 minutes, he's been excellent. And it will fall for us, and we'll start hitting the back of the net. But when? On Saturday? I'm sure we all do hope so. Now, moving on to this, from millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. We talked about the other day about the new stadium tour dates that have been published. Well, they have organised a Halloween stadium tour. Ooh, have a spooktacular time. How punny. Very droll. On Millwall Football Club's Junior Halloween tour this October, taking place at the Den on Tuesday the 29th of October at 1:30pm. So this is a Junior Lions tour. Junior Lions. You can't go to it if you don't have a kid. Don't steal one just because you want to go on this tour. Don't do that. Experience the magic within. Walk the path many Lions legends have taken and feel the passion in SC16 on our 1-hour guided tour. The Den is one of the most iconic football stadiums in England, making it the perfect place to learn all about the colourful history and heritage of Millwall Football Club. Fancy dress is encouraged, with the best dressed winning a mystery prize. There will also be activities for the children to partake in as the tour continues, while some special guests will also be in attendance. Ooh, I wonder who that will be. The guided tour will stop off at various different locations in the stadium, such as the director's box, the press area and the Paul Jiggins media suite. The tour is rounded off by taking the players' walk from the dressing room through to the tunnel and out to the dugout. The experience cannot end without making sure you grab a picture next to Neil Harris's seat. Tickets cost £10 for adults and £5 for under 16s, so quite reasonably priced. And I suggest, if you are thinking about doing this, I think this is during the... Well, it's got to be. It's in the middle of the day. I think it's during the half-term holiday at the end of October. Get on it quick, because these ones do sell out pretty quickly, and they're obviously places are limited. So get on it. How do you do it? You go to I think you go to Mill Tickets. Yeah, you go to Millwall's ticket site, which the web address is insanely complicated now. It's like eticketing.co.uk/Millwall// blah blah blah. Just go to Mill's website and click on tickets, and you should get through to it there. Or just go down. I think go down the den or call them up, and you can sort it out. Now, talking of Millwall, we also have this, which is, I don't know why they're doing this now, and for those people out there who want to get their Christmas stuff in early, because yes, online exclusive. They are doing a free UK standard delivery in the Lions store. So obviously going to the Millwall website and clicking on Lions store in the top right, and you can see all the lovely stuff that we've got now, which I say is when Fanatics took over. Obviously they jumped in the last minute, and it was alright. It was alright, but there was a few teething problems with the deliveries and stuff. The demand, I don't think they really understood how big Millwall is. Often cited as one of the biggest small clubs in the world. Yes, that is quite true. We have, you wouldn't believe it, we have a lot of fans. We have a lot of fans who buy stuff from the Lions store, who are subscribed to Millwall TV, who watch the games around the world. We have a lot of fans. We have, and they're quite widely distributed. The diaspora, the Millwall diaspora around the world. It's very real, and I think now that the Fanatics have understood that, we're starting to see a few things. I'm starting to see adverts and stuff. Some scarves they've got put up there, like a yellow and black one, and some other stuff. The Christmas jumpers and stuff. It's pretty decent stuff. But yeah, they're doing free deliveries, but this is just until the 2nd of October. So that is literally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days? So you got 5 days. So until 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday the 2nd of October, all online orders in the UK will be delivered for free. So this is just in the UK, so this isn't worldwide. When using the code, so you have to use a code called LionsFreedL. LionsFreedL at checkout. With items such as all free 24/25 kits and much more on sale, don't hesitate and shop today. And when they say on sale, they mean not on a discount sale. They mean just available to buy. So obviously we're not seeing anything here, because sometimes when you have places that do free UK delivery, there's an asterisk, and underneath it says, excluding the Highlands and Islands and the Shetlands and the Orkneys and the Isle of Man and Guernsey and Jersey and all of that stuff. So I wonder if it is UK delivery for free or just mainland UK. But yeah, is what it is. Now moving on to this. Here we go. This is from allnigeriasoccer.com. The highly rated Nigerian left-back Emmanuel Ayinde will continue his development at the Chelsea Academy. Rising Ballers reported on Thursday that Millwall and England under-15 left-back Emmanuel Ayinde has signed for Chelsea. The Anglo-Nigerian defender has been described as one of the most exciting young fullbacks coming up in England right now, and had all the top clubs scouting him before he agreed terms with the Blues. Ayinde played up to his age group in his final season at Millwall, having received call-ups to the under-16s. Although the fullback has not revealed the type of contract he signed, it is 100% confirmed that he's put pen to paper on a schoolboy contract, given that he is an under-16 player. Emmanuel Ayinde's family were present at the signing ceremony, after which he revealed that he felt blessed to represent the best club in London. Was he talking about Millwall or Chelsea? Was he saying, I feel blessed to play for the best team in London, Millwall, but now I'm going to sign for Chelsea? Over the next few years, he will be aiming to sign his scholarship at Chelsea and make his debut in the under-18 Premier League. Dominic Solanke, Faustino Ajuran, Olaina, Tyreek George and Eddie Newton rose through the academy ranks to make their first team debuts for Chelsea. So yeah, So this is basically, this kid was like the next Romain essay, and it's decided to join Chelsea, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But I mean, this photo, they've done him dirty in this photo. Like, they got him sat under the light, and the light's bouncing off his big forehead. I couldn't have put him somewhere else and took the picture somewhere else. Oh well, good luck to him. It is what it is. What can you do? What can you do? All these injuries and all these young players leaving. What can you do? You just got to keep on keeping on. So there we go. Now we're going to finish with this one. A bit of light relief. This is from the Daily Mail via msn.com, right? The old Home Office Football Policing Unit have put out their annual Guff report. Football-related arrests hit 2,584 for 23-24 season, as Home Office release statistics with West Ham, Man City, and Manchester United fans the worst offenders. Oh, really? The Premier League? No way, not the Premier League. Not the Premier League. A total of 2,584 football-related arrests were made during the 23-24 season across England and Wales. That seems quite low, no? Representing an increase from last year's record-breaking figure. So last year was a record-breaking figure, and this one's even higher. But when you imagine all the games that take place, I assume that this is just in professional football. Although if it's not, and it's going all the way down to non-league football, I mean, 2,584, that's not a lot at all, is it really? The Home Office revealed figures for the season, revealing a 14% increase from the previous year, when 2,264 arrests were made. The increase has been attributed to a growing number of arrests for possession of Class A drugs, which were up by 144 on the previous year. Yes, the old sniff, sniff, sniff. The sniffer dogs are out, so watch out. They will get ya. A further 180 arrests were made in England and Wales in relation to Euro 2024, compared to the number for overseas tournaments the previous season. So I think this is including or not including those. Possession of Class A drugs became a Schedule 1 offence in November 2022. During the 22-23 season, arrests made in England and Wales for offences committed in England and Wales relating to overseas tournaments have only been included since the 22-23 season. Oh, so they weren't. That was included as well. So that's bundled up into it. Therefore, the increase in arrests relating to these is likely to be in due part enhanced and improved recording and reporting of these as football-related arrests. Excluding arrests for the possession of Class A drugs, which was 344, and arrests made in England and Wales relating to overseas tournaments, 281 of which all related to Euro 2024 in Germany. There were 1,959 arrests in the 23-24 season, a similar number to the 22-23 season, which was the same. So it's the same. When you exclude for Class A's and you exclude for the overseas tournaments, the numbers are the same, 1,959 this season, or last season, to 1,963. Prior to the 2019-20 season, there was a downward trend in football-related arrests, a decrease of 26% over 4 seasons. I think something... So it says, like the COVID situation, people come out of that just chomping at the bit to just get involved, living La Vica Loca or whatever they wanted to get into it, Following COVID-19, the number of arrests, excluding those related to the possession of Class A drugs and those made in England and Wales relating to the overseas tournaments, increased to levels similar to the 2014, 15 and 15-16 seasons. In total, 417 football-related arrests were made at or in connection to national team matches. Of the 291 arrests in England and Wales, 281 related to Euro 2024. The Home Office added that 126 arrests have been made in Germany during the tournament. What? How's that work? Wasn't the whole fucking tournament in Germany? So where did they arrest people? So they were arresting people outside of Germany, but related to Euro 2024. How's that work? They're arresting them on the way to Germany? They're driving through and they arrested them? So they arrested more people. Oh. Are they counting people that they arrested in this country? But they were at Euro, those dopey fucking Euro 2024 fan zone things. Are they including that? Because otherwise this don't make no fucking sense. They arrested more people outside of Germany related to the Euros than they did arrest in Germany at the Euros. You get a football ban in order for that? For watching a game on fucking television and it kicking off? Who are you fighting with? You're fighting with other England fans. Like, what the fuck's going on there? I don't know. A total of 2,172 football banning orders were in force as of August the 1st, representing a 21% increase from the previous year. So they pumped up the banning orders, because if you don't know this, I found this out by watching Mickey Simpson on that Millwall podcast. They get paid by the government, the Home Office pays the individual, police services, federal forces, for every banning order that they get. So it's encouraging them to do what? There's a financial incentive for them to ban people and increase the number of football banning orders. Now, it would be interesting to see if that incentive was withdrawn. Would the number of football banning orders stay the same, go up, or go down? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? This followed 825 new banning orders being issued during the 23-24 season. The figure is the highest number within a single season since 2010 to 2011, when 960 banning orders were issued. So there you go. They're breaking fucking records because they're being paid to do it. So if you didn't, football banning order, it's like they ban you from going to football games for a set period, usually around 5 years. I don't know if they're all 5 years. So some of these will be historic. 825 are from last year alone, and then the rest are older ones. So I'd imagine some of the R ones will be from the Everton game, where the geezer got stabbed, and games like that. Maybe, was it Birmingham away, where sadly the fan got knocked over, and I think he got brain damage, didn't he? Was it Stephen Skinner? Yeah, so men, the naughty men, are responsible for 99.4% of banning orders, accounting for 2,159. Around 68%, 1,480 of people subject to banning orders were aged between 18 and 34. 3% of the 58 people subject to orders were aged 17 and under. What? 70? They're giving football banning orders to children. Well, they get 17, so maybe 17, 16. Like, how low do you go? Do you give a football banning order to a 5-year-old? I guess. I mean, kind of weird. But men are responsible for 99.4, so 0.6 are women. What kind of women are they? Where does one meet these women? I'm asking for a friend. So obviously, here we go. We get to the list. This is what you've been waiting for. You just want to know, where are Millwall in? Where are we on the list? Are we number 1? Are we number 2? We're number 3? Where are we? This is clubs with the most arrests in 23-24. West Ham, dirty. 0. The family club West Ham, 103. Manchester City, 88. Manchester United, 88. Arsenal, 85. Chelsea, 67. That's kind of weird. I thought all these Premier League. I thought the Premier League was a paradise. Nothing. Oh, here we go. Clubs with the most banning orders. So not banning orders from last year, but the banning orders that are in force at the moment. We're at number 3. West Ham United have 93. Manchester United have 89. Millwall have 82. Everton have 72. And Leicester City have 72. Now that is interesting because You got the banning orders, you got the arrests. So these are arrests from last season. Banning orders are from last season and seasons before, going back, like I said, maybe 5 years. Why don't they match up more? Is it because if someone gets arrested at Chelsea, the police there don't try and get them banned from football? What about Arsenal? Are Arsenal not dictated to of when we arrest one of your fans, we want to give them football banning orders? Whereas these clubs, especially I would think Millwall, Everton and Leicester, they probably are encouraged to go after the fans and get them the banning order. So West Ham supporters had the highest number of football banning orders in total in force with 93, the first time the club have ranked top, followed by Manchester United with 89 and Millwall with 82. Everton and Leicester completed the top 5 with 72. West Ham have also ranked highest for football-related arrests for the third consecutive year with 103 in 23-24. Interesting. So where are these arrests happening? The Premier League club highlighted proactive policing at the London Stadium and playing European football in recent seasons as a contributing factors, adding it had robust systems of procedures in place on match days. Basically, the Olympic Stadium, or whatever it's called now, it's 2012 Stadium. It was built for the Olympics, so it was made highly accessible and with many, many different routes around it, which is not what you want for a football team. You want to be able to control the routes and kettle fans here, there and everywhere, decide where they're going to go. But this is so open that it's becoming a bit of a thing on match days, it seems. Plus, like I mentioned, the more games there are, so they're playing in Europe, they get more arrests, A zero-tolerance approach to discrimination from home and away supporters was also noted, with the club adding it works with relevant authorities to re-educate fans who have committed offences. Oh dear. I wonder what they were chanting then. The club also work on the Metropolitan Police's Violence Against Women and Girls unit to deliver additional training to staff and match days to encourage reporting of incidents. What? Are they saying West Ham fans beat their girlfriends up? Is that what's going on? They take the missus to the game, and when West Ham lose, they start slapping the girlfriends around. I didn't say it. Man City and Man United both saw 88 fans arrested during the season, with Arsenal and Chelsea completing the top 5 on 85 and 67. Leeds United had the largest decrease in arrests, down 46 on the previous season. This followed the club having the largest increase in arrests with 25 and 22-23. West Brom also had the largest increase in arrests compared to the 22-23 season, rising from 11 to 51. Of West Brom's arrests, 38 were in the FA Cup. The club's FA Cup home matches against Wolves, the Black Country rivals' first meeting since 2012, had been overshadowed by large-scale crowd disruption, which you can see in that picture there. So literally one game boosted up West Brom's stats and that. Fights have broken out in the stands and missiles thrown, with fans spilling onto the pitch. The crowd trouble had led to the FA Cup tie being suspended by 38 minutes. The Home Office also reported a sizable increase in record incidents of online hate crime, rising to 423 from 234 the previous season. A total of 317 of the cases were linked to the men's domestic season and 5 to women's football, while 101 were linked to England internationals. The Home Office stated the increase is likely due to improved reporting rather than an increase in the number of online hate crime incidents. What can you say? On that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.